Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I'm your host, Jem, and let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are all well. Hope you guys are having a great day. Obviously, you've come off the back of a massive win for England in the semi-finals, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing. Always a great thing. And yes, I do feel like it is coming home. I really do. Daniel says it right there. It's coming home. Honestly, Italy, bring it on. That is all I'm going to say. Bring it on. Before we move forward, people, please make sure you smash that like button, please. Let's try and get to 30 likes as quickly as possible. Share on all your socials. We're going to talk about Chelsea news. Chelsea news that I've got from up to today, sort of thing. Nothing, too out of the blue. Something that's going to absolutely surprise you guys. But it's just stuff that we've heard coming in and out. And I'm what I don't want to really want to sort of bore you with it as well. I'm just going to go through it quickly. There's 4 topics that I've got to go through. You'll see them popping up at the bottom in a minute. We'll go through them together, and then I'll open up the lines. You can get in, have your say, get involved, have a little talk about Chelsea and how you believe they're doing. You believe they're doing in the market at the moment as well. So let's just go through some of these chats before we jump into the first topic. Hurry is what Beautiful Game says. It's coming home. It's coming home. I see a lot of England people cheering away. Good evening, Jem. Hello, everyone. Big up to you, Big Ron. I hope you're well, bro. I hope your family and everyone's good. Big up to Chris Welsh as well. My guy. Hope you're well. It's nice to be back with you guys. Sorry we ain't been as consistent. Usually it's like on a daily basis, but it's slightly harder. Slightly harder when you're when you've got the Euros on and there's not much going on in the transfer window, especially from a Chelsea aspect. Krusty in the mud, smash that like button. Yes, Krusty Christensen got knocked out yesterday. My guy, you got to laugh, ain't you? You just got to laugh. I'm still taking that one game at a time. Yeah, I hear you. Been successful for England regardless, though. Yeah, I agree. I think for England, it's been a progressive tournament. Whatever happens from here doesn't matter. They did what they did, and we should be proud of them, get behind them, and yeah, we move forward with that. Big up to Chilio as well. Right, let's dive into these topics. Smash them likes. There's nearly 20 of you here right now. Please make sure you subscribe to GNA TV as well if you're new. We're on our road to like 1.5k, which is massive for us, in 6 months of doing this, doing what we're doing now, having you guys in the community as well. We appreciate it as always. Jem, yeah, I know. There is one more guy left. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Jorginho, yeah? Man like Jorginho. Christensen's already been dealt with. Jorginho's left to be dealt with. Hopefully England can bring it home. That's the most important thing. Christensen, I like that one. I do like that one. Anyway, let's dive into some topics, yeah? I'm not going to bore you to death with transfer news. I'm just going to give you, from what I've heard, or from what we've all heard going through. And I'm going to start with the most recent today news that's coming in. And it's the news about Giroud being one step away from his move to AC Milan. Now, there was a... let's get up. Let's share it here before we move on. Man like Gianluca Di Maurizio has came out with this earlier today. I'd say a couple of hours ago. Obviously, he is in Italian, so I am going to translate it for you guys. Don't worry, I'm not expecting you guys to sort of translate it. But yeah, so straight up, what he's saying here is that Giroud to AC Milan is pretty much a done deal, which means Giroud will be leaving Chelsea. It's going to be for around £1 million with 1 million bonus add-ons as well. So you're looking roughly around £2 million for Olivier Giroud to leave Chelsea. It's pretty much almost a certainty, is what they feel in Italy, and what Gianluca's saying in his article here. So it is interesting. Obviously, Chelsea gave Giroud that extra extension on his contract. Chelsea gave him that extra extension, and it was interesting because we all sort of felt, I don't know about you guys in the chat as well, but I always felt that he was still going to go, even though we sort of continued his extension. I always had this feeling that he he was going to make his way. Now, one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is obviously the striker situation. It's going to be more of a striker transfer talk today, barring maybe the Camavinga talk, which I'm going to talk to you guys a bit later on as well. I just feel like we let Giroud go. There's more potential talk about Tammy Abraham, other clubs coming in for him as well. You know, we've gone slightly quiet on the Haaland deal, but up to recently, we started talking about that again. We're going to get into Haaland as well. Giroud goes, and that leaves us with who? Tammy Abraham, Werner, and Batshuayi. That really leave us with a lot, does it? That really don't leave us with a lot of depth, especially in the striker's position. Now, we know Chelsea have been very quiet so far. Chelsea have been very quiet. But if there's one thing that is happening and is going to happen, is that Giroud will be leaving Chelsea to AC Milan. They pretty much believe in Italy that it's near enough there. There's only one step left to be made in this deal for him to move to AC Milan, and that literally is his medical. That is literally it, his medical. So once he's got his medical done, then he's pretty much done. But it is in the regions of £2 million. I think it is. It might even be euros. I'm not too sure, but pounds on that one. I want to know what your thoughts and feelings are on this. Like, how do you feel about Olivier Giroud leaving Chelsea, going to AC Milan for around that figure? Let's have your thoughts in the chats before we move on to the next quick topic. Like I said to you guys, I'm flying through these talks today. I'm not going to sit here and drag it out too long. I'm just going to give you the information, and then I'm going to put the link in the chat. Big up to Baggy TV. Baggy TV, if you're still here, bro, the link's going to be in the chat soon. It'd be nice to have you on, have your thoughts on how you feel the transfer window's going as well. But yes, please make sure we do what he says. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. There's 20 of you here already with us as well. What's your thoughts, people, in the chat? Tell me. Giroud leaving Chelsea, does that worry you as a Chelsea fan? In terms of depth? In terms of allowing him to go and Chelsea not really having many options at the moment? Tammy Abraham's another one that could potentially be going out the door as well. It's a bargain for Milan. And I wish, what's his name? Gio, who's usually in this chat with us, an AC Milan fan. He's not about at the moment, but I'd love to get Gio's thoughts on this as an AC Milan fan. He took Tomori from us. He used to come back in his chat saying, thank you, Jem. Thank you, Mr. Tomori. Give me more players. He's now going to get Olivier Giroud from Chelsea for £2 million. £2 million is the proposed deal for him to be gone, pending a medical. So obviously we're just waiting for the medical to come through. Will he be benched again? Potentially. You know, potentially. Giroud leaves Chelsea as a cult hero. Yeah, I hear that, Hive. I think Giroud's legacy at Chelsea was a successful one. I would say it's even more successful than the one that he had at Arsenal. I think it was more successful than what he done there, by far. Big up to my guy, Josh CFC in the house. Like I said, I am going to fly through these transfer talks with boys there. I would love to see Giroud stay in the Premier League as a neutral. Yeah, he's been great for the Premier League, you know. He is, but he's getting older. He's been in the Premier League for a long enough time. He probably wants playing time. Giroud probably wants to play. People forget he probably wants to play. So, you know, at the end of the day, if Chelsea can't promise him that, then they've got to let him go. But the thing for me, as of a Chelsea prospect, from our perspective, we have to make sure that if we're letting these players go, that we're bringing them in. And I just don't see Chelsea doing these deals unless something is coming. I feel something is brewing. Something is really brewing at our football club. And I hope it is what I think it is. But even if we get him, we're still going to need backup. You can't just bring in a Haaland, get rid of Giroud, and get rid of Tammy. Then you're asking Haaland to pretty much play in all 4 competitions, along with Werner. But then Werner would probably want to play as a second striker and could potentially start. So would it not be good to at least have a backup striker? Not someone, but at a decent level. At a decent level is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful game. It's peanuts. It's absolute peanuts, honestly. Italy wants a second tower of fees. Won us the Europa League and top goal scorer in the competition. He was, and he had such a good Europa League tournament. I remember that as well. He was vital in us getting where we did. But that is the news there. Olivier Giroud, pending a medical, €2 million for him to leave, as reported by my guy Gianluca Di Maurizio as well. So, yeah, that's the first bit of news that's coming into you. Giroud and Zlatan could be the eldest striker pairing ever. Can you imagine that? That's going to look so weird, isn't it? Them two. Giroud is going to start to overthinking games next season. Giroud is going to start to overthinking games next season. What if he stays at Chelsea, Ultra? Is that what you mean? Josh King is on a free if anyone's looking for a squad player. I mean, not a bad player. Is he a goal scorer? Is he a striker? I thought he was more of a winger, Josh King, big run. But yeah, why not? Let's move on to the next big news. Like I said, I'm not going to be stuck for ages. And just a quick one on Camavinga. The Chelsea already, from what I've read from sources via papers, through socials, the news of Chelsea potentially going behind Man United's backs and jumping in on the Camavinga deal. He's valued roughly around 50 million sterling. Obviously, Peter Cech is a long admirer of Camavinga as well. I think this one's more paper talk than anything else. That's my opinion. I feel like if we are going for the main target, which is probably Haaland, I don't see how we then go and get a Camavinga for 50 mil. Do you get what I mean? Unless we're going to sell players. But even if we sell players, we're probably going to use that money to bring in a Haaland. Do you get what I mean? So this Camavinga news has come in. I'm just going to let you guys know and report it to you guys. But apparently the Chelsea boys, the Chelsea board, are ready to speak with Camavinga's agents in the upcoming week or so, from what I've read anyway. How true that is, I don't know. Don't ask me. I've just read it in certain sources. I just think it's more, for me, I think that might be a bit more paper talk than anything else. You've got to think of it like this, right? There's been lots of talks about us getting Declan Rice. Declan Rice is 70, 80 odd mil. Now, why are Chelsea going to spend 50 mil on a DM if their primary target is a striker at 150? If we're not looking to spend that kind of money for a Declan Rice, and let's just say we've got him down to 60 mil, why would we go for a Camavinga? Not saying Camavinga's not better than Declan Rice. I'm just thinking from a money perspective. Why would we do that? So I don't know is the one on that one. It's going to be interesting. It could have been for nothing. 2 mil is all right. That's the Giroud news. I wouldn't mind Camavinga as a fourth choice midfielder. Do you think Camavinga would come to Chelsea for 50 mil and sit on the bench as a fourth choice? Does he not start? Does he not at least get some rotation? Does he not at least get some games? Ren's just using us to get more out of United, potentially. Maybe. And, if there is element of truth to this, then maybe it is just more of a Man United, hurry up, put your money down, because we're going to use the fact that other people are interested in it. Now, Camavinga's a good young player. I ain't watched tons of him, so I can't sit here and give you the whole, yeah, he's this, he's that. Like, for me, I've seen bits of him. I've watched bits of him. He's a decent player. He's got potential for the future. Would Chelsea go and buy a £50 million youngster from Rennes? I don't know. And what you guys are saying, like Chris Ross says, see him going to United. I agree. I think he goes into United and probably starts. That's the thing. Probably goes to United and he probably starts. So why Chelsea would then want to get involved in that? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Let's read some of your chats on this one. He'll sit on the bench. Does he have the lungs for the Prem? Listen, he's meant to be young, Ultra. He's meant to be a guy with a bit of ambition, pace, and whatever else. So we'll see. Don't want him, is what Sosa says. Camavinga is Fred times 10. So if that's the case, then Camavinga walks straight into United. From what you guys are telling me, the viewers, Camavinga doesn't walk into Chelsea. Doesn't get in front of Kante. Doesn't get in front of Jorginho. He doesn't get in front of Kovacic. Now, I agree that we need to strengthen there because Billy Gilmour's gone. And we know between Kovacic and Kante that they can be injury prone. But 50 million, 60 million for a DM, that's just going to sit on the bench? Really? Why not? Why not just bring back a loanee? Why not just bring back a Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Make the numbers. What about Conor Gallagher? Bring him in. I don't know. You know, if we're worried about the strength in depth in midfield, going to buy a £50 million DM for him to then just sit on the bench and be your fourth starter don't make sense to me. I don't think Chelsea board would want that. If they're going to spend money, they're going to want to make sure he has at least a certain amount of games. I know Tuchel rotates a lot. I know he does. But the rotation between Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic, once they're all fit, makes sense. If you throw Camavinga in there, how is he getting the games? I don't know. We'll see. They're just using Chelsea to yeah, I agree. He's going PSG is what Undertaker CFC says. He isn't it weird that we loaned Billy and now we're linked with another young midfielder? Yeah, we should have just kept Gilmour. Why get rid of one youngster and loan him and then go and buy another one for 50 mil? I don't know. I just think this one's a lot of paper talk. I think there's a lot more paper talk to this than anything else. People, please make sure you smash them like buttons. Please, let's try and get to 30 likes, or I don't know what we're on at the moment. If mods can let me know what we're on likes. If you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe to the channel. Going into pre-season, we're going to be bringing you some live news as well on that, and obviously the beginning of the season and stuff like that. We will be back to normal. We will be getting the everyday streams. We are growing our community. We're looking to grow our community. Potentially I'm going to look to bring on a journalist as well, who will be getting involved, giving us some updates. Going up through into August as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Give us Bakayoko is what Red Blues podcast says. We have no room for him. Rather have Chewy, less money, and would be willing to come off the bench. Yeah, I hear that, Josh. I do hear that. Someone's coming in to replace Gilmour, otherwise we wouldn't have let him go out on loan. Yeah, I get that, RC. But why? Viewers, answer me this question. Why let Billy Gilmour go on loan to bring in another youngster and pay 50 mil? And he's meant to be our fourth best midfielder. So that means he comes and he sits on the bench. Why do that? Why are we doing that? Someone try and explain this to me, because that make no sense to me. It really don't. 21 likes. Let's get to 30 likes, please, people. Let's try and do that now. The link will be in the chat very soon. 2 more topics to go through. You guys can come in, join me, get involved, have your says. But let's get to 30 likes before I get into dropping the link. I think Gilmour going on loan to Norwich is a great move for him. I see him starting for them, which is what we need. What he needs, sorry. Then he could start for Chelsea in the future. But that's my opinion, is what Chris says. And I hear that, Chris. He would have got time at Chelsea. He would have got gaming time at Chelsea. But going to Norwich gives him more gaming time. So I get that the experience is good. Would he start? Probably, yeah. He would probably start most games for him as well. I just don't get the whole get rid of Billy Gilmour, who's already a youngster, to go and buy a Camavinga, we know who is a youngster as well, for 50 mil, for him to just sit on the bench and be our fourth starter. I don't know. I don't know. When you come in, like I said, the link will be in the chat. Someone come in and explain it to me, because it don't make any sense. Big up to Winter Surfer as well. Bring back RLC and go for Haaland. Yep. Most likely George and Cover will both be gone next season. We'll need the depth. What, next season? Not this season. You're talking about the season after. I get that. I hear that. But then why not wait till we get rid of them and just use that money to buy a pedigree midfielder, someone that can come in and hit the ground running? Yeah, see what I mean? It's going to be an interesting one. Maybe Gilmour should have stayed because we played like 60 plus games this season. I agree. He would have got game time. You guys are going in on one. All right, let's move on. I don't want to delve on things too long. All right, I'm going to go on to this. Chelsea prep an 150 million bid for Erling Haaland. Now, you guys already know, it's probably as much as I know in terms of this. It's spoken that Chelsea have already sat down with his representatives. The ball's moving. They're happy. The Haaland camp's happy. So in terms of personal deals and wages, it's cool. We're good. The only thing we're waiting for is Chelsea to put that 150 million down. 150 million sterling down. Now, from what we've heard, that is going to happen. From sources, from journalists, from the people I've spoken to, it looks like it's going to happen. It looks like Chelsea's next big offer to Dortmund isn't going to be a little 70 million Tammy Abraham. It's going to be, here you go. What do you think about that? And it might be the 150, it might be 140, it might be 130 sterling. We don't know. But there's talks about. Look, he's already in the chat as well. Look, I knew he watched GNA TV. Look, I just knew it. Haaland, you want to join? You want to join, mate? Then go and tell Dortmund that and push for a transfer to get out, mate. Like, come on, what are you doing? Big up to him, whoever that is as well. I love it. I do love it. I do love it. Yeah, it just took my mind off that, dude. Erling Haaland wants to join. I know you want to join, bro. Yeah, look, Chelsea just got to lay that money. The next big offer is going to not just test Dortmund. It's going to see what kahunas they've got. It's going to be there you go. They're going to be like, what? Okay. You've just put 140 million down, 150 million down. Then you're going to see if money talks. Then we're going to see if money talks. The thing that gets me is this. Chelsea lay that money. They've already spoke to his representatives. The Haaland camp's call. The wages, which everyone was going on about, is not an issue, supposedly. Apparently, it's not an issue to Chelsea. Chelsea have already sorted it out, or agreeing to sort it out. What else is there stopping us from getting him? Now, the only thing I will say, and I've said it a number of times on this stream, is if we're going to get him, we have to make sure we do it before the 24th of July. It has to be of an upon agreement. They have to have something in place before the 24th of July. Now, if it's very quiet up to that point, and Chelsea is still quiet, and then it gets back to pre-season, but then you don't see Haaland going there with them, there's your sign. Because Chelsea might say, look, we don't want to announce it on the 24th of July when you think in, but at the same time, we don't want our player that we're buying going on pre-season with you. But Tuchel will want him there. Tuchel will want him there as quickly as possible. So it might get delayed to the end of the month. Who knows? But you will know more then. I just honestly think that if Chelsea are going to do it, what they're going to do, and lay that 150, that 140 mil, they've got to do it before the 24th. Or they're going to do it and we're not going to know about it. And then we'll find out, like I said, later, once they're ready to announce him coming or he's on a plane to fucking London. Do I feel like we're going to get him still? People keep asking me this. Do I feel like Haaland is going to be a Chelsea player? Yes. Yes. I do feel like Haaland's going to be a Chelsea player. I feel like there's too much traction around it still. I feel like there's a lot of credible journalists, people close to him, the talks around it. I just feel that providing Chelsea, I'm going to say this properly though, providing Chelsea lay what we're expecting them to do, or what the people are saying we're expecting them to do, providing Chelsea do that, and they structure it like they've said they're going to try and structure it over a 4-year contract, because they have to structure it out, obviously get the money spread across for financial fair play reasons, cool. Then I don't see why Dortmund are turning that away. I mean, you would be stupid to turn it away, right? Surely. So all we need is Chelsea just to just do it, just put the money down, So we'll have to see, Apparently, the only thing, like I said, that's delaying us is just sort of the sortings of the money. The fact that you're seeing players going out the door for Chelsea is a good thing now. That's the only thing I would say, because I do think, and I did say this a long time ago on GNA TV, if we're going to sign someone like Haaland, you're going to see a couple of people have to go out the door before, and that's going to be to free up wages. That's going to be to free up money. Giroud going, potentially Tammy going with not Billy Gilmore. Some other individuals, Alonso, Emerson, if they go, which I think either or will go. It's going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting. Let's go through what you were saying here. That's why Sancho didn't come to Man United last year, because they took too long and pre-season started for Dortmund and wasn't allowed to get. There you go. I know that, C1 London. I know that. And that's why I keep stressing to people, all my community here right now. Chelsea have to get it done before the 24th. Either get it done, whether it's getting it done and we hear about it and it's a big thing and it's, you know, and they get the job done early, or they're doing what they're doing now, which is be quiet, keep quiet. But the end goal, even if we don't hear it, is him coming to Chelsea after that. And the only way you will know if that's still happening and it's still quiet up to that point is if you don't see him going on a pre-season training with him. I don't think they will take him if Chelsea have agreed something in principle at that point, but just haven't wanted to announce it before that date. So just bear that in mind when I say that as well. And it's, you know, do not panic. I see a lot of Chelsea fans panicking already. Oh, we're going to have a bad window. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to panic buy. We're going to have Batshuayi as our second striker and Werner. And that's it. What we're going to do. Blah, blah, blah. Even if we don't get Haaland, I am still confident that they will find someone. There is no way in hell that we let all these players go and we don't bring anyone in. There's just no way in hell. I don't see us doing that. I don't think we're as stupid as that. But you never know. I might be shooting myself in the foot right now from what I'm saying to you guys. We'll have to see. This why not club that never won a Champions League trophy be buying world-class players like PSG. City will spend 100 mil on Kane. Yeah, they will. But whether or not that would be enough, we have to see. Velv is in the house. Big up to Velv. I won't downgrade to Chelsea, is what he thinks there. Chris says, I think Dortmund trying to price Chelsea out of the move. I see Haaland staying this season and going next season, but who knows? I might be wrong. Chelsea should have the money. Got no excuses not to pay it. We have got the money. People need to forget this. And this is another thing, and I've heard people saying it today on other streams. Why are we going to spend this money? It's going to cost so much. Blah, 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 blah. You know, listen, 150 million for Haaland. All right, his wages are a lot. I get that. I do get that. If we go on for the next 5 years and we win 2 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, FA Cup, and every Premier League season we get into Champions League, we fucking made that money back. We'll make profit on him. And then eventually, if he wants to go to his Real Madrids, if he doesn't want to foresee his future at Chelsea, we sell him. And he'll still be worth money. Look how young the boy is. He's nowhere near it. He's still so young. Still baby. Yes, it's a lot of money for a young boy, and I get that. But he's a generational talent. You don't get many of these players out there of that ability available to you. And if this is Chelsea's target, and it ain't Lukaku, it ain't whoever else, Harry Kane, then they've just got to go for it. And I back it. I wanted him from day dot. He was always been the striker that I've wanted. You know that. You've seen me on other streams screaming about it. He is the striker I want at Chelsea. He is the guy that I think will excel us to major trophies moving forward. I really do. People, please make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to GNA TV. Let's try and get to 40 likes, people. There's 35 of you nearly here as well. Please share it on all your socials. Hit the notification button as well below. That will notify you when we go live as well, so you don't miss anything once it goes on. Let's go through some of these chats. He's saying he's staying at Dortmund. Sorry. What happened to your picture? I don't know what you lot are doing, but you're obviously arguing in the chat. Big up to Ryan as well. Big up to you. Dortmund want 110 million up front. Rest paid in the next 4 years. I thought it's Dortmund want 150 million and Chelsea is structuring it over 4 years. They're breaking it out so that they follow the financial fair play rule. They don't want to get caught out later on. That's what I think Chelsea are trying to do. And that's probably what's slowing us down. Maybe. You know, so we have to see. It's going to be interesting. I do think the ball is out in our court. I think I give them the money even after the deadline day. They can't reject this money. Who knows? Who knows? We will see. It's mad. No English club still hasn't spent 100 million plus on a player. True. But it's going to happen. I'm telling you now, mark my words, it's going to happen. Why are Chelsea fans panicking? You're champions of Europe. Enjoy it. Ryan, Chelsea fans are panicking because we haven't signed a striker. one of the things that we are worried, and you should, I mean, yourself, you're a Liverpool fan, striker, someone that's clinical. When you're touted to potentially buy someone like Haaland, then you get excited. You want him. You want your club to get the job done. It's like you guys with Mbappe, same thing. We buy him now. You 150 and sell him in 5 years later. Exactly. That's my point, AR Hive. We will make money on him. I don't get why people are panicking about this Haaland deal. Just relax. We've still got a little while to go. Sabitzer, he's a good player, Ram. He is a very good player, Sabitzer. He is a very good player. We're going to move on to the last quick topic with you guys, and then we're going to drop the link. Come in, have your say. But I can't even bloom in 1 second, guys. Let me just tell you. Last topic we're going to quickly talk about is quickly straightforward is the Tammy interest. The interest in Tammy Abraham. There's been talks about Arsenal potentially looking to buy Tammy Abraham for 40 million. I even heard a source talking about Man United. I don't believe that one. I don't think Man United would be looking at Tammy Abraham, but Arsenal, Aston Villa for me are the ones who are interested. I think if anything, if he's going to go, Aston Villa are the ones that I think that are going to look to bring him in. Chelsea will sell him, and if we can sell him for 40 million, 45 million, you don't turn your backs to that. You just don't turn your backs to that. Tammy Abraham at Liverpool. You want him? That'll be a good shout. It'd be a good backup. Or in your case, it'd start over Firmino anyway. Why don't you just take him off us? Someone give us the money so we can take the money and we can go and put it on Mr. Haaland. This is what we want. This is what we want. Give us what we want, people. Give us what we want. Chelsea board, I'm talking about. Give us what we want. So, yeah, they need to calm down. I agree. I just said it for the sake of it. Rams, we're getting Sal and Sanchez. Velv, you can have Sal and you can have Sanchez. You really, really can. I think Aston Villa or West Ham. West Ham, good shout. West Ham or Aston Villa for Tammy Abraham. I'd love it if he went to Arsenal. I think it'd be funny. It'd be funny if they literally came and took Tammy off us. Oh, mate. And then he just goes and drops an absolute shite house over there. And we've just nicked 40 or 45 million off him. Mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. Tammy will score 20 plus goals at Liverpool, actually. I don't know about that one. Maybe a Liverpool fan can answer that. There's enough of them in the chat right now. Even Firmino has more goals than Tammy. Yeah, but Tammy didn't play that many games. Scored, 16 goals last season? He does bad goals, don't get me wrong. He does bad goals. For me, he's just not he's not the man you go to lead your line. He's a good second, first striker. Maybe Chelsea might keep him. Maybe we bring Haaland in and maybe we keep Tammy as well. Who knows? Giroud's definitely going for 2 million to AC Milan. Once he gets his medical confirmed, he'll be gone. Batshuayi, he'll be gone. We're not going to keep him, are we? It's going to be interesting. Sosa's like, stop dreaming, Liverpool. Mbappe is not coming. Parami, he's no good in Spanish accent. Fair enough. No, you ain't having Werner, man. Werner's our boy, bruv. You can't have Werner. Werner's going to rip up the Premier League next season. Watch. Werner is going to rip up the Premier League next season. It's coming for you, bruv. It's coming for you, rivals. Come on, Werner. Oh, I love it. I love winding you up. Listen, please smash the likes. There's nearly 40 of you here right now. Smash the likes. Let's try and get to 40 likes, please, people. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. The link is going to be in the chat. I've gone through the 4 topics with you guys. We'll go through them quickly again. We'll go through this with you guys again. The news that we officially started with, which was the Olivier Giroud news. Obviously, Mr. Di Maurizio had announced earlier today that it's pretty much a done deal. 1 million plus 1 million. It's 1 million plus 1 million in add-ons, bonus add-ons. Medical yet to go through as well. So we're waiting for the medical. Prior to the medical, he can go, basically, is the answer to that. That's why I said I thought he'd always go even when we extended his contract. We only extended it because, just to give him football if no one wanted him. The Camavinga news, which we spoke about, potentially Chelsea agents or the Chelsea representatives are looking to talk to Camavinga's agents. Again, I think that's paper talk. Like I said to you guys, I don't understand why we'll go and buy a 50 million youngster when we've just loaned out a Billy Gilmore to Norwich. What's he going to do? And he's your fourth starter. He doesn't get in front of Kovacic, Jorginho, or Kante. All right, we need depth. But why not just use one of your loanees? Come in. Ruben? Who else we got? And why did we get rid of Billy Gilmore? To go and do that. And then just put him on the bench for 50 million. And then maybe give him some rotation. That makes no sense. So the Camavinga one doesn't make sense. I'd be interested to know if you've got a different take on it. So make sure you come in and have your say. Let me know what you think about that. So I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are. The other news being, man, like Haaland, obviously we just spoke about it. Chelsea are preparing 150 million bid for Erling Haaland. The wages is not a problem. Apparently we've sat down and spoken to the representatives. We're just trying to sort out the contract with them over the 4-year period. And then it's Chelsea being serious. The next official, as I say, Chelsea haven't put an official bid in yet, but the next bid that Chelsea put in is going to be a serious one. It's not going to be a willy-nilly 80 million and Tammy Abraham. It's going to be a serious official bid that's going to be put forward to Dortmund. So make sure we watch out for that. And hopefully it's true because enough journalists are saying it. Enough people were saying it. It's going around. And then other than that, it's just the Tammy news. Tammy, Arsenal potentially interested in Aston Villa. There was talks about Man United wanting him as well. 40 million is the asking price. Looks like Aston Villa are happy to do that. It's going to be interesting to see if that happens. The link is in the chat. Come and have your say, people. I want to know your thoughts on them 4 topics. Get involved. Let's go through some of these chats while we're waiting. I don't know if we don't get any other signings if we get Haaland. C1 London. If we just purely concentrate on getting Haaland to Chelsea, I don't care about anything else. I don't care if Chelsea don't buy a DM. I don't care if Chelsea don't buy a right wing back. I don't care if Chelsea don't buy a left wing back. I might care a little bit if Chelsea don't get a second goalie. I might care about that because Mendy going on the African Cup of Nations in January leaves us with Kepa. And have you seen our games in January while Kepa goes? Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. And and some of them are back to back, which means we're going to have Kepa in goal for these games in a time which is important, especially in the season. Chelsea could be 1 point ahead, 1 point behind, 3 points behind, whatever. You know, they're important times. So you need your best players. And that's the one area I think we should look to strengthen. Strengthen that area. You know, other than that, if we get Haaland and we don't sign anyone else, I don't care. I honestly do not care. Get us a striker. Get us someone that can pull it in the back of the net. And we move. We literally move. Just quickly go through some more of these chats. We've got some people in the back. Billy Gilmore is no match for Camavinga. You should rewatch his Champions League games and his command of the game for France in the senior friendliest and under 21s. Yeah, but 88th bus stop. Does he come in and start? Or do we spend 50 million and he sits on the bench as our 4th starter? Why are we going to spend 50 million for someone to just sit on the bench or have a couple games here and there when we just got rid of Billy Gilmore? Like, it don't make no sense to me. We got man like Josh here. How you doing, Josh? You all right, bro?
What's up, Jim? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. What are your thoughts on? I mean, what topic do you want to talk about? I spoke about Camavinga. I spoke about Haaland, Tammy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can touch on all of them, I guess. Yeah, I mean, as far as Haaland goes, just playing the waiting game. I don't think there's anything crazy to worry about there. You know, as far as Giroud going, I think everybody sort of expected that. So I think that's just us doing business. We got a little something out of it. He could have left for free this summer. So 2 million, it's a deal for Milan, but it's also sort of a gift for us to let him go and enjoy his football somewhere else. He's been really good for Chelsea, so it's good. Just let him fly. As far as Tammy goes, I don't really care where they sell him, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Tammy's. I think if we get Haaland, we'll obviously take care of the depth. We'll bring somebody somebody in. Maybe I know he's not everyone's favorite, but maybe a Danny Ings as a backup. I think he'd be serviceable backup. And then maybe you can keep one of the like a Broja or a Batshuayi as a third option if you can't bring in a third striker.
Yeah.
And then Camavinga, I don't think there's anything to that, to be honest with you. I think probably just the papers, like you said, the papers doing some chatting just to try to maybe drive up a price for Rennes or whatever. But I don't. There's no need for him in our squad. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Sort of like Rice to me, like just doesn't make a lot of sense for our current roster. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
go ahead.
Now, I was to say, what were your thoughts on us potentially getting Haaland but not signing anyone else? Would you be happy as a Chelsea fan for that? Would you care? Or would
Yeah,
you,
no,
if
I'd
Chelsea
be.
was,
I'd be super happy if they just got Haaland and decided not to spend any more money. I'd be completely fine with that. You can keep, like you said, keep Conor Gallagher as a fourth midfield option, maybe a Ruben Loftus-Cheek, maybe even a Bakayoko if they don't loan him out. But I'm not really concerned about a fourth midfielder option. To be honest with you, I think any of those guys would be serviceable in that role. If they got Erling Haaland and no one else, I'd be more than elated. To be honest with you, I would be ecstatic as a Chelsea fan because you're talking about a next level bag man, like somebody who's going to probably get you 30 plus goals and change the whole dynamic to your team, just adding him in there. So, and we won the Champions League with this squad. So I'm not like, it's not like we need a lot of players. So if we got him and nobody else, I would be happy. If we got him and like a supplemental kind of bench player guy, I'd be fine with that too. But it's all Erling Haaland for me as far as this matter goes.
Yeah, I think, look, I don't know how confident you are of Blue Ices. We'll get to Blue Ice in a minute, but with the Haaland thing, I feel like we are very quiet, and I feel like Chelsea fans are panicking too much with the whole situation at the moment. But I do feel quite confident in it. I just got this feeling, and it reminds me a bit of the Kai Havertz deal last year, where it was talked about us getting him, and there was not much coming from the camp, but was not really being let into much, and then bang. And then it was just a bang, and then it all happened so quickly. If you remember, it was like Chelsea put this forward, Chelsea done that, Kai Havertz is doing this, he's agreed that, representatives are happy, Bayer Leverkusen are happy. I've just got this feeling that Chelsea like doing things in that manner, and I've spoken to a couple of people out of obviously out of here on socials. I spoke to someone that's quite knows Marina, but not very well, and he basically just said that she's fell out with a lot of the journalists. So when it comes to Chelsea talks, you don't really hear much. Only when they want you to hear it. So it's like if Chelsea want you to find out something, they will tell you. They will just be open air about it. But if you try and actually like go to them and try and get information, especially from Marina, she's hard to do business with, and that don't surprise me. She looks at that like that kind of character, doesn't she? In the way she gets business done.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it makes complete sense too. You don't want your business in the media, especially in today's era where a team might read a story and say, "Oh, well, Chelsea have an extra 30 million to spend," or Chelsea are looking, they really need this position, so let's hold their feet to the fire. Like, no, it doesn't make any sense to do your business in public. Some clubs do. The Man Uniteds of the world, like they'll do their business in the media because they don't want to look poor. And I don't mean poor in a financial sense. I mean, like, they don't want to look bad in front of their fans, So to me, no news on Haaland is good news for Chelsea, because if there was nothing to be positive about from our camp, I think you would see us having signed a striker already or in talks with another striker already. We wouldn't go this long for one player not thinking we were going to get him.
I agree. I think there's too much. I know there's not much ammunition from our perspective in terms of what we know, but if I'm just basing it on Chelsea, on what I've seen from Chelsea. And when I see Chelsea fans panicking, we're so quiet, what are they doing? I sometimes wonder if they actually are a Chelsea fan, because because we've always been like this. It's not new to me. It's not. Chelsea always do their deals in the dark, and sometimes it doesn't work, and it fizzes off, but they never really open arms with it unless they want you to know about it. And I just feel like Roman wants him, Tuchel wants him, then it's probably Marina just trying to get all of the contracts sorted, the 4-year contract, spreading the money. Apparently, his representatives are happy. He's happy to even play for Chelsea. He likes the idea of even being over here. The thing that everyone was moaning about, the wages, that's not a problem apparently as well. That's not the issue. And then the next thing Chelsea have got to do is just put the 150. And that 150, and this is why I keep saying to people, the next offer that Chelsea put forward, it's not going to be a shitty, 80 million and Tammy Abraham anymore. It's going to be here you go.
Yeah, no, they'll know exactly what Dortmund want. Like that's probably what's taking a lot of the time is they want to figure out exactly what Dortmund want. Okay, this is exactly what you'll take. Maybe even I heard somebody say before, like could even be us negotiating with his representatives saying, okay, like Mano and Alfie Haaland will know what Dortmund would want for Erling. So they might say, Chelsea might go to them and say, hey, what's it going to take for us to get Dortmund to accept a bid or to get Erling to push? If we put this amount on the table, what will get Erling to push for the move, right? So if they're like, if Mano's talked with Dortmund and Dortmund are like, well, if someone comes in and offers 130, 140, 150, that's something that we would consider. And then Erling, if we put that on the table, Erling could push for the move. It might not even be that complicated. It might just be as simple as, hey, we want this. Okay, we're working out terms on the back end, and they get it done. There's a lot of moving parts when you're talking about that kind of cash, that kind of money. So again, no news is good news. Let's just wait it out.
People forget how big. Yeah, I think people forget how big this deal actually is. It's a big deal. It's not something that can just be done with a click of a finger. These things take time, and we have still got time. And I do think that if we're going to get it done, we need to get it done before the 24th of July. And if we don't, then by then, for me, it must be a done deal. And from Chelsea's aspect, and it might just be the announcement aspect. But if you don't see Haaland going away with Dortmund for pre-season, then do you know what I mean? Something's going on. So
yeah, very good.
Blue Ice, what you saying, bro?
Hey, Jem, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, bro. I'm not bad. Long time no speak.
I know. I've been lost in the Euro games, bro. I know.
What's your thoughts on? We're talking about Haaland. What's your thoughts on the whole Haaland thing? I mean, do you feel the same as we do, or how do you see it at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, we do. It looks like we need a striker. We have a good enough team that was able to hoist the Champions League last year, so we can rely on the resources we have. But it would be nice to have that killer finisher, like a 9, an assassin, so to speak. And Haaland would fit the bill, but man, I'm not sure. It would be nice if we can get him, but I don't think we should kill ourselves if we don't.
What are you not sure on?
Sorry?
What are you not sure?
My main thing is, it's just that transition from the Bundesliga into the EPL, that learning curve period. I've noticed a lot of these players that have transitioned into the EPL. Maybe it's a narrow-minded opinion, I'm not sure, but I just noticed that learning curve transition period, I'm not sure how that would, if he's able to adapt quick, so to speak. Because if we get a strike, the fans are Cobham. If we get a striker that doesn't score enough in the first 3 months, people start the side-eye approach. You know it.
What? Yeah, I hear that. But
we know it.
Are you feeling that because of what's happened with Timo Werner? Is that's what's making you feel?
Yeah, well, hey man, you know what? If you want to say that, maybe, but at the same time, if we're putting down 100, like you said, sterlings, I like how you put that. If we're putting down 100 million plus sterlings on that deal, you want a guy who's coming in and he's going to be firing on all cylinders right away, correct?
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, right away doesn't mean as soon as he gets in. I get it. Of course, there's always a transition period to every job. But for that kind of money, we want someone coming in firing. Is he going to be able to do that? I think so. because
I think
he's
so.
already he's proven himself in Germany. But again, man, EPL defenders, man, EPL defenders. Sometimes when they put a marker on you, especially when you're new and you come with a price tag, it takes a while to ramp up. But that's just me.
I hear that, and I get why you would feel the way you do about the whole. Look, for me, you could have that worry about any striker you bring in, and I think as a Chelsea fan, we've struggled to actually bring in strikers since Diego Costa, Drogba, come in and actually become the next them or their own sort of them, if that makes sense. And I think as Chelsea fans, because we've not had the best experience with it, I think we worry that whoever we bring through that door is just going to have the same shit. Morata,
The same pressure.
Suarez,
That's true.
the added pressure. But I watch this boy and I look at him and I think he's quick, he's strong, he can score all different types of goals. He scores all different type of goals.
Yeah.
Does he miss the Timo Werner chances that were created for him, the 21
No,
big
I don't
chances
think so.
that he did last season? So the way I'm thinking at it is, if he ain't missing them and he scores them, how much more closer would we have been to Man City?
Oh, Hans, I agree. I agree. Way more closer.
Way more closer. So is it not worth the risk in bringing in someone?
Again, you nailed it right there. This is just me at the cusp of that risk. That's it. And especially for the price tag, like you said, 100 plus. I'm not sure what the actual number is. I know he's worth it. The kid, like you said, he's cooking right now. Yeah. He's cooking. He's top class. But we also have a successful team. Maybe I'm jumping the gun because we won the Champions League. We actually have a team that kind of works. And hey, Jem, guess what? Our highest goal scorer last season was who?
On penalties, wasn't it?
On penalties, and we still won the Champions League. So, I mean, if we're really getting a striker, I mean, we can get away. Let's actually put it this way, Jem. We can get away with a striker that can give us 18 crucial goals. Just think about it.
Why did everyone else is firing though? Do you not agree?
Well, a good striker who's scoring 18 goals, Jem, will probably give you 10 assists. Probably a good striker.
Yeah, but then you need Timo Werner to contribute. You need Kai Havertz to contribute. You need Mason. Yeah. But they've all got to hit. Like last season, we didn't even hit. None of our players hit double digits. Not one.
No.
That's embarrassing. If they do that,
Jem, embarrassing, but very efficient.
Yeah,
Jem, embarrassing, but very weirdly efficient though. We in a very weird way. Yeah. We still got the job done.
We did get the job done, and you know, since Tuchel's come in, we are, you know, we look different. We are better. We're more organised. We don't leak goals. All right, we wasn't scoring goals, and I think that's the one thing that is probably why a lot of Chelsea fans are pulling their hair out and hoping that we get a striker, because you put a clinical striker in this Tuchel system. I think it unlocks a lot of things for us specifically. I think we play good football. I think we move the ball forward. We don't leak goals. We got a strong midfield. It just needs a clinical someone that you know in games where you're playing against a low block team, and we have like 8 chances the whole game, and 2 of them land to your striker like he did with Werner, and he misses them. Like it lands to Haaland or a Kane or even a Lukaku. You know, they're scoring them. That's the difference in winning them games. You know what I mean? And that gains you points throughout the season. You're not always gonna slap the team 4-0, 5-0.
No, that's true. That's true.
It just doesn't happen. But when you have games where you're struggling, you're not creating that much. They're making it really hard for you to get in the lines, and you get that moment, and that one moment. Every team gets that moment. Chelsea always get that one moment. We do. We always create.
True.
We find it. Struggle with it. You need someone that can just pull it in the fucking back of the net.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
You couldn't have said it any better, bro. Couldn't have said it any better. So would you change that back line if that's the case? Would you go to back 4? Or do you stick with back 3?
I don't think we should change something that works. I think Tuchel's going to stick to the 3 at the back.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually think I don't think we need to change anything until we get found out, and eventually we probably may get found out. Yeah. We may get found out in terms of our style of football, where we play. Teams will be able to sort of adapt to it better, play better against it. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I've got Haaland.
It will.
We've got
But guess
Haaland.
what? It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. It's good news either way. It's good news. It's going to be good news
Yeah.
for us. I mean, it also feels good when we're doing this, on the back of a very big victory for the club. It's not like we're chasing
Exactly.
anybody. We're very comfortable. So if it happens,
No,
it
I
happens.
agree.
That's the way I look at it.
We've got Haaland's stats up on here. Obviously, I know you guys pretty much know what the deal is in terms of what he's done this season. 41 games, 41 goals, 27 in the Bundesliga.
Ooh.
And what impresses me the most with this, Blue Ice, the biggest
Yeah.
thing when I look at this is that he scored double digits in the Champions League in a competition.
Yeah.
He scored 10
Boys.
goals.
Woo, money. He's money, man.
Like
He's money.
you're really he's and I stress this out to people a lot, and I come across it on social media with people as well.
Yeah.
People are worried that we're going to overspend on someone like Haaland and bring him in, and it's going to be a waste of money on the other. But 5 years down the line, if we've won 2 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, or say a couple Premier Leagues, a Champions League or 2 Champions Leagues, an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, and we managed to finish in the top 4 every season for the next 5 years, not only have we made profit on buying him in because he's helped us achieve that, but we
That's
can also
true.
still sell him because he's still blimmin' young. 4 or 5 years down the line, he's not even 25, 26. So if he wants that Real Madrid move, like an Eden Hazard, at that point, in the future specifically, they'll make their money back double fold. And they would
That's
have
true.
profited anyway because of the money they would have made from major trophies, from getting top 4. People need to forget sometimes what we're spending on a player to a degree,
I know.
and actually realise that this could be the difference to the success. And that's what we want. We want the success.
I
If
agree.
Roman's got the money to spend, why not let him spend it? Do you know what I mean?
Hey, hands down. No, you're right. You're right. I'm all for it. I'm just the only thing that's getting me all skeptical is that learning period. And like you said, this guy's a star. I mean, I think he'll come in and just blend in. But
Yeah, he will.
and if guess what, if Haaland comes in and gives us helps us win a Champions League in the next 2 years and bounces, I wouldn't mind that either.
No,
I wouldn't mind. I mean, we win something big like that, and it's as a result of the goals that he's contributed. Hey, man.
Exactly. And, look at his second season, 1920. He played 40 games. He scored more goals than he did this season, 44. And again, he scored 13 in the Bundesliga. He scored 16 in I think that's the Austrian league prior to that.
Yeah.
And then he scored 10 in the Champions League again. He scored 20 goals in the Champions League in 2 seasons.
Wow.
I mean, what more? What more?
Wow.
And then people want to sit here and moan about spending 150 million on a player that's hitting them levels. I'm sorry, I get that there's a risk in doing that, and he could come and I look at this. You know what it is, right? I look at Haaland's character. I look at the type of player he is, and he's got what I like about him is he carries himself very well. He's got a bit of attitude about him. He's aggressive. He's hungry. He's very good in front of. Have you seen him get interviewed? He's funny actually. When he gets interviewed,
he has a sense of humor. Yeah,
his one-word answers. He's got like a dry sense of humor in many ways in the way he talks.
Yeah.
This guy knows how good he is. He knows how good he is. He even backs himself. He sees him. He saw it when he's at Dortmund. Mbappe goes and scores a hat-trick. He comes out and he's like, "Well, I saw Mbappe do that, and I wanted to match it." Like he's always looking to be the best. And if you've got players like that with that mentality that are always looking to be the best, and they want to join your football club, you let them come. Let them come.
Yeah,
you want
especially if he can play. No, I agree. I totally agree.
They're the players that we want, We've got Bobby with us as well. Bobby.
Hello, gentlemen. Good evening.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on your stream. I just thought I'll pop in and say hello and see if I can contribute anything to the conversation.
Go on, bro. Yeah, what would you like to say? Tell us.
I just caught you talking about Haaland. And as you were talking, I was nodding my head. For us, I think Chelsea fans, we're all getting a bit stir crazy waiting for this deal to happen. I personally believe it will happen. I think they're clearing the decks. They've got to clear the decks because it's going to be a lot of money. But all these doubters saying, oh, so much money for this player. Oh, he wants to go to Real Madrid. Oh, Raiola in 5 years' time is going to drive another hard deal to get more money. It's all rumours, mate. It's all rumours. I have a feeling if Haaland comes to Chelsea, he's going to stay. He's not going to want to run. What is the project of Real Madrid right now? Okay, you can't predict what will happen in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
But do we really think that if we sustain success, that Real Madrid, that has all manner of financial problems, let's not even go Barcelona, do you really think that a player young like Haaland, coming in, growing with the players around him, would be that motivated to want to move? I don't think so somehow. I think it's a deal we've got to get over the line, as costly
Bobby,
as it is.
I feel like, and the thing is, right? It could be an Eden Hazard situation, right? So he comes to Chelsea, he wins titles, he wins major trophies. Why are we worried about the money we're spending on him when, even if he does want to go, even if he does, let's just say he does, he wants to, Real Madrid was his dream, he wants to go over there. Real Madrid 5 years down the line are a better team again. They've got the money financially. They're looking to dominate world football. If he wants to then go at that point, we're going to make mad money on it. We're going to make double the money that we spent on him originally in the first place. do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you know what? Do you know the
You know?
problem with our fan base in some ways? I don't think we quite realise that what sort of club we are. I think a lot of fans are still not. They don't believe what's happening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are a super club now, and it's hard for people to understand that. Look, we've got an owner that can drop 100 million on a painting, and he loves the club. So it's not too much of. I know we've got to keep an eye on financial fair play, but as you've said, buying a player like Haaland is a bit of an investment, and should he wish to go further down the line, we can rake in a lot more for him if we really need to. But I believe the objective will be to buy him to keep him, because we are a club looking to sustain success. We have an owner that wants the 3 stars now. We want the league back. We want the World Club Cup. We want the Super Cup. Things that we sort of missed out on in the past. We're here now to consolidate, and the fan base are slowly beginning to get that mentality. But I don't think with a lot of us it's quite there.
Do you know what? Do you know what else is nonsense? And I hear it quite a lot of the times. It's, why would Haaland want to play for Chelsea? Have you seen the project that is going on at Chelsea at the moment? You look at the age profile of the players that Chelsea are bringing in over right now, and what you said, Bobby, is spot on. The players that we're bringing in are young, talented individuals. Kai Havertz, touted one of the best young players in the Bundesliga last year. You've got Mason Mount, who's going up level by level by level. You've got some players. You've got Reece James, who's becoming his own player. A Billy Gilmore, who's all right, has gone out on loan, might come back, and he could be a future for Chelsea. Yeah, you've got like Christian Pulisic. All right, he's very injury prone, but he's still very young. You know, like these players that are young. It's a young. What I'm trying to get at is it's a young squad. Haaland's looking at it and going, this is a project. Look at all these youngsters, all these talented youngsters. This is a project going forward for Chelsea, Go on, Blue Eyes.
Sorry.
Jem, I was going to say, where's Lambs? We have a bet.
She's having a bit of a break day. Yeah, she's having a bit of a break day today.
We have a bet. So she's supposed to pay into the GNA TV fund, remember? We have a bet on Billy Gilmore. Remember we bet 20 euros?
Yeah. I have to remind her, actually. I'm going to talk to her later on. I'll remind her.
Yeah, please go after her, man. Make sure she names it the Blue Ice Fund. But you know what? Speaking of Billy Gilmore, nice segue for Billy Gilmore, if I may. I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for the kid. If he can pick up more I heard someone, I think one of your comments was saying something about getting more starts than he would at Cobham. I think it would be amazing for Billy. He probably will be back next season.
But experience, experience is key, right? Isn't it? Like, all right, he's going to go.
And hey, and guess what? I know there's probably a clause that will favor him on the contract if Norwich stays in the Premier League. There's probably going to be something in there, a fringe benefit for him as well too. So hopefully, if Norwich is able to stake a claim in the EPL for stay in the EPL, and maybe that will favor Billy as well too. But yeah, He picks up more games, and he looks like he's an exciting little young talent right now.
I just feel, yeah. I mean, people worried that we're getting rid of all these players, and like I'll throw this to Bobby quickly because I've asked you this already, Blue Ice. But if we sign a Haaland and don't sign anyone else the whole season, would you be disappointed?
Do you know what? Jim? I won't, because I would know that before we do that, we would have considered the other situations. I have this feeling, we're all talking about, central midfielder. I kind of have the feeling that Tuchel, if he's the manager that we all know he is, will dip into our academy to breach that gap. I know we've put Gilmore out on loan, but we do need a physical presence, really, because of the way we play and the fact that we've only really got 3 central mids that do rotate, and with the number of games we're going to have this coming season, we're going to need at least 4. I have a feeling he's going to give someone a chance. I'm not sure who that is, whether it's Ampadu, whether it's Gallagher, but he's going to surprise us. And
I think so.
if the club, dole out, let's say, I tend to believe, I've got no evidence of this, but I tend to believe that they're going to do something like maybe drop 120 and then pay the rest in installments, as you do for Haaland. It is a lot of money, and his wages are going to be a lot, and the tip-offs for the others are going to be a lot, and it's likely we won't get anyone else apart from another goalkeeper, which we do need. I won't be that worried. Our squad's quite good. Our problem was just finishing. Remember, that was our problem, and if we solve that problem, I think we can go again with some confidence.
Yeah. You couldn't have said it any better, to be honest. I feel the same. I think Blue Ice is another one that probably feels the same about it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. If we can make it happen, man, I'll be pumped. I'll be excited. But I just, right now, I just don't want to jump the gun. I guess I am, like Bobby said, I'm one of the fans that has that 1% hesitation, because I just don't want to get too excited and it doesn't happen, and then we get stuck with a void that we never got a striker. So I just, right now, if it happens, it's cherry on the cake for me.
If we don't get a Haaland, look, there's always that, and I keep saying this, I am quite confident that there's we're doing something. Whether it works or not, whether Dortmund actually say, all right, we'll take money. I don't think they'll turn away. If Chelsea put 150 million down, or 140, I don't see them turning it away from a business perspective. You do not turn that money away when you know next season you're going to get half of that. It's just it's a business thing. No company would do that. Do you know what I mean? Let's be serious. No club would do that. And I just feel like if we do what we need to do, then I don't see why we can't do it. The only way we don't get him is if we just if we don't do what we need to do. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
If we don't do what we need to do, then I will question my football club and say, well, hang on. All this time you allowed us to sit here and get sucked into this Haaland stuff, but you were never ever going to go for Haaland. Why not squash it ages ago? Yeah, and at least go down other avenues. If it's not happening and you're not going to do it, then surely you'd be thinking that Lukaku or or whoever it is that's in their minds that they think is going to come in.
True.
So this is why I just feel like it's more certain that more certain that they're going to do something than not. If that makes sense, from what I'm feeling, from what I'm hearing. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really.
If I don't see Haaland, but for me personally, maybe this is me again sounding pessimistic. If I don't see Haaland beginning of the season, I won't be surprised.
I said at the beginning of the season, do not be surprised if Chelsea don't sign a striker. I'll be surprised.
If I don't see him, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I did say that.
I'll be disappointed, but I won't be surprised.
I guess nothing can really surprise you in football.
That's true.
If he doesn't, if we don't go for him, it will be a real poor show on the part of the board. Because it's a great opportunity to strengthen and consolidate at the top. So someone somewhere should be held accountable for that, because that's the deal. That deal is up for us to have. I know it's expensive, but when I look at, the other day I was looking on, I did a search for the sort of players and how much they cost for all the top clubs. And honestly, if you look at the players in Man United, Man City, even Liverpool, they've
Mm.
spent far more on players per head than Chelsea. So,
Mm.
we have got money in reserve. I know we don't want to be silly, but I tell you what, if we get rid of the dead wood, if we drop players like Drinkwater, Bakayoko, Batshuayi, I'm sure that's already Haaland's wages. Do you
It
see what I
is,
mean?
Yeah.
but and that's what I think they're doing at the moment. I think Chelsea are offloading players, and I think when I see like the Girouds go out, that's not a lot of money. But then you hear about Tammy Abraham, 40 million, yeah, and then I guarantee you next week or two you're going to see just a pile of players just
You
start
think
leaving. I
Tammy's
just
going?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
It's
All
look,
right.
Chelsea let
Mm.
Giroud go and they let Tammy go. They need a
Mm.
striker, so
Hands down,
they
of
don't
course.
let them players go. Put it this way,
No.
they don't let them players go unless they've got something set up. That's the way I
Mm.
see it. There's
Yeah.
no way in hell we'd leave ourselves that vulnerable. I don't
Mm.
think they're that stupid enough anyway. Let's be serious. We're usually
Mm.
quite good at things like so. Even if we get a Haaland in and we get rid of a Giroud and Tammy, I would still expect someone to maybe else come in. Not obviously that might just be like a cheaper option if we can get him in. Maybe Werner help. Maybe it's just him and Werner, but I just still think we need that third striker. You can't rely on Haaland to play on every single game of every competition. And I feel like you'll see a lot of rotation. Tuchel done a lot of rotation last season. That's what he done a lot of. We never really got to see a solid 11, did we? It was always switch and change,
No,
and he'll do that,
that's
and he'll
right.
change it to this, and that person would play there, and that. And I feel like he's going to continue doing that to a degree, and it works because it keeps the players on their toes. It keeps them hungry. It keeps them
Mhm.
thinking, "Hang on, I
I
actually
might not
ain't got a
play.
solid position here. I keep getting, well, I'm on the bench this week, and then next week I'm
Exactly.
playing." And so it's good what he's doing, but he's balancing it very well.
He is.
So I still think we need, if we get rid of them two as well, I still think we're going to need some sort of, whether it's a loanee, if it's a Broga, whatever his name is, Roja, that's on loan at the moment. If we bring him
Mm.
back, and he sits on the bench. I don't know,
Mm.
just like a bit of a switch up in many
I
ways.
hear
But
you. What
it's
about
going
that?
to,
You had mentioned something about Kamavinga, right?
hmm,
And you were like you said, why would we spend that much money and then get rid of Billy? Could it be that Chelsea's just trying to muddy the waters? Because sometimes there's some deals that you would just want to get into so that your opponent doesn't touch that deal. Do you think it's one of those? Do you think, like, I'm thinking, yes, we don't need Kamavinga, but I mean, I know Manu are kind of interested, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Manu had sort of been looking as well. So I'm not sure if that deal is to muddy the waters or if does Chelsea not have faith in Billy? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. If it's really true, I know it's all paper talk, anyways.
Mm.
I find it very weird that you go and loan out a young player, which I
Yeah,
get because you want him to have the experience, but then you go and buy go and spend £50 million on a prospect. Don't get me
true.
wrong, someone that's meant to be a
Absolutely.
prospect for him to be the fourth midfielder. It's not like he's coming and
Yeah.
starting. He don't get
No,
in
it's
front
a
of Kante. He don't get in front of
valid
Jordan. He
question.
don't get in front of Kovacic. It don't add up to me.
No, valid question. Unless Kova is gone. Unless Kova is on his way.
No, Tuchel likes cover.
Yeah, I
There
don't
you
see
go.
Kova
There
going.
you
You
go.
know,
But
I
he's
have my doubts about the Camavinga story. He
Okay.
mm,
he is a prospect in every
Every team's mouth. Yeah,
yeah, in every sense of the word. I don't know. When we saw him at Rennes, I wasn't too impressed, but he is a very young guy. But
exactly.
he's sort of on the same level as Billy, as you say.
There you
And
go.
it's curious that we would loan out Billy only to bring in another Billy for 50 million. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It doesn't make sense. I think Chelsea often do things to throw people off the scent, I think.
yeah,
We know we need to offload players,
Yeah,
and I was listening to a stream not too
yeah.
long ago today. That someone came on and he said something that really caught my ears. Really, he said, "Look, Chelsea may have gone really far down the road with the Haaland deal, but they don't want to make it public because they're still trying to offload players."
mm,
If people get the wind of the fact that we've say dropped 150 million for Haaland, they're going to play such hardball because they know we want to offload. So they're
yeah.
going to play such hardball for the players we want to get rid of.
That's true.
And I thought, yeah, you've got to be a bit cagey in the transfer market.
That's true.
And all this stuff like, we want Camavinga. I have my doubts. I don't know. With all due respect to him, he's probably going to be a great player with time.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, it
not
will
sure.
be. But my thing is this: he comes in, he's a full starter. He doesn't start for us. What?
Yeah.
What? You, it's
That
not. It's
makes
not
sense.
someone for now, is it? It's not someone for now. It's
Yeah.
going to come in and have an instant impact. It's going to be a
No.
rotation thing at the time, and that's my thing with Declan Rice. You bring Declan Rice in, does he start? Does he honestly
Yeah.
start?
Yeah,
I don't-
that's going to be a tough one, man. For
You know?
Declan Rice, even though I'm a huge fan. I'm actually one of his. I hope we get him, but I know not for 90 million. But
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We've got
We'll
Prince
see,
with us
yeah.
as well. Prince, what you saying, mate? You're muted though. No, you're muted, Prince. You got to take yourself off mute.
unmute.
He's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
He is gone.
He's probably
He's
having
ducked
problems, Wi-Fi problems.
Yeah, guys. That, to be honest, we're going to tie up in a bit anyway. But yeah, that is it is what it is at the moment. Chelsea
It
are
is.
very quiet. They're not as busy as what
Yeah.
Man United is at the moment.
I'm
in
confident.
terms of-
Yeah, Jem, like I said to you, I'm confident. Again, coming off the back of a huge UCL victory, I could care less. And this is the best temperament to be in when you're doing these kind of deals. So I'm guessing Chelsea's just taking her time. And
I'll ask you a
before,
quick
like
question,
you said,
guys.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you both a quick question.
Yeah.
We say we sign Haaland. He's in our team.
Yeah.
Who would be your front three starting next season?
It'll be
Ooh.
It'll be Haaland. It'll
Yeah.
be Haaland, Mason Mount, and Kai Havertz.
Yeah. Oh, I bet we all go different here. Go on, Bobby. What would you do?
Do you know what? You know what Tuchel's like. He's not gonna be predictable. He never is.
That's
and
true. That's
if
true.
he has that level of firepower, as you've said, he's gonna
He's gonna mix it
rotate.
up.
He's gonna
Yeah.
do everything to confuse the opposition.
That's
But
true.
just for saying's sake, definitely if we spend 150 million on Haaland, he's a starter, isn't he? So I would do something like Haaland, Mount, and Ziyech.
Wow,
Because
Ziyech.
Ziyech will feed him a
He needs to
lot.
step up though, doesn't he? He needs to have a big season because he was, he's the
Yeah.
one that needs to create for me. He's the creative spark. I mean, you need to get
Yeah.
him on the ball, creating for
Yeah.
me.
Let's see how he
Yeah.
does this.
Who's your
pre-season.
three?
This is going to cause controversy, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to go over Haaland, Mason
Yeah.
Mount.
Yeah.
This is horrible because
Ooh, can't you?
it's between Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. They're the two. It'd
Yeah,
be either
fair
or.
enough,
Like, I'd want
fair
Kai
enough.
Havertz on the pitch, but at the same time, I want Timo Werner because I think Timo
No,
Werner would be good as a second striker
Yeah.
behind someone like a Haaland. So it's like, it's
No, I'm
a
glad
tough one.
Timo's getting a shout. I'm actually glad he's getting a shout because at least we know we do have an attacker in Timo somewhere.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
people underestimate Timo, but Timo
Exactly.
actually offers quite a bit to our game. His movement off the
Huge.
ball is massive
Absolutely.
in the way we like to play. And when the way we like to play is stretch defenses, run into gaps, make space. Like that's what he does. And we don't have enough players that do that, to be honest. A lot of players want a ball to feet. He doesn't. He wants to be on the burners, and someone's
True.
head the ball over the top. So,
But you know what I find interesting? After the three of us gave our selection, is Mason Mount is the constant in amongst the three of us. That says something. That says something, especially for a kid who is a midfielder by DNA. And the question is related to front three. And we still mention Mason Mount. That says something.
yes, that is true. And it's going to be, you know what?
Yeah.
It's going to be such an interesting season next season. If we do get a
It
Haaland,
will.
the amount of young talent we'd have to our hands, the Havertzes. Imagine, I think Havertz and Haaland would be lethal.
Oh,
Imagine them
gosh.
two playing off each other.
They'll be just nasty to deal with, man.
They're both big. Havertz is quick as well. Haaland's rapid. Like these boys are
And
not
I
slow.
think they're about the same. They're about the same height, like 6'5", 6'6".
I know they're beasts. I think they would
Yeah.
work well because Havertz would run in pockets. Havertz would, drag people, and he's good with the ball at his feet. Haaland would just be, making runs, waiting for the ball to be played, and see you later. Do you know what I mean? And it would work. It would definitely work. As with Timo Werner, you'd want Haaland's hold-up play to be good, because you'd have to sort of hold the ball up to like Werner off the runs, if that makes sense. Right. So we're going to get into that tactical analysis. Yeah. If we actually get Haaland, I'm going to do a tactical analysis.
It'll be fun.
And I'm going to do what we're going to do is we're going to do a different three every time, and I'm going to say what kind of style Haaland has to play to benefit the team around him, or especially the two behind him, and what he would need to do.
Jem, honestly, he really would be the last piece of the puzzle. Yeah. There will be teams that will lose to Chelsea just by looking at the team sheet. I'm telling you. If we have Haaland, we're going to be so formidable. It'll be scary. It will be literally frightening for a lot of teams.
So you guys don't think we need a CDM? No.
Of course, I think we do, but
I think we do as well. Yeah. It's just I don't want to spend 50 million, 80 million, 90 million.
I know.
On Declan Rice, no chance.
Why don't we just go and buy how much is Basuma? 30 mil?
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Basuma was like, you go get Basuma, I think it's barely 30 million, 20 something million.
Yeah.
And are these kids from La Liga? No, from Ligue 1.
There's Marseille and places like that.
There you go.
There's someone in Marseille we had our eye on. What's his name?
Camera.
Yeah, Camera and Tchouameni.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Tchouameni's Monaco.
Yeah, and then I like the guy that plays for AC Milan, Frank Kessié, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you not think he's a bit slow though?
Yeah.
He always seems to.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I just felt he's not fast enough. I don't know.
Yeah, he's more of a. Yeah, well done, though. Hello,
Prince. What are you saying?
Yeah, good evening. Master, I was just asking. Yeah, I'm good. Good evening.
Hi there.
Good evening. Hi, mate. What is it you'd like to say, mate? What's in your mind?
I just want to ask: is it Haaland will join Chelsea? Is it true? Why are you selling? Why are you taking Bellingham to Norwich City? I don't understand. What is wrong with Marina? Why?
Because Billy Gilmore is not going to get enough time that he wants if he stays.
Wait. Chelsea, let me tell you, Billy Gilmore play like Iniesta. So why are you sending the boy to Norwich City? Just keep him, put it in the bench, because right now we are going to buy a central defender, a central midfielder, a young guy. Yeah. So why are you? Because it's not good. You are just because Chelsea they have the money, so they can just buy any player they want.
Keep what worries you? You feel like we've not got versatility in the midfield by letting Billy Gilmore go? Do you think there's an issue? Like, what's your big problem?
Wait. I heard the story that Billy Gilmore will go to Norwich City on loan.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Right now, they're going to sign. He's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to sign a new midfielder. And I forgot his name.
Camavinga.
In Serie A. Camavinga. Yeah. So I'm asking, why?
No, but Camavinga is not in Serie A. Camavinga is not in Serie A. He's in League 1.
Okay, League 1. Sorry.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. So my suggestion is, why you keep Billy Gilmore for the next future, maybe 2 years or 3 years. The ball will pick up. Yeah, just because look at Zuma. Zuma went to loan on 3 times, 4 times before picking this inning. So you must keep your player right now. This guy, Declan Rice. They say they want to buy Declan Rice. Declan Rice price was 80 million. Small boy, 80 million. But Chelsea, they say they will not buy it. I don't know what is going on with Chelsea. I'm worried.
I think there's a little bit of long-term strategy with that. It's like Mbayamba, when he came, we've set out a 2-year plan for him. And if he doesn't sort of filter into the Chelsea squad this season, he'll probably go out on another loan and you'll see him next season. I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm dipping into my Barcelona history a bit here. and I look at the likes of Iniesta and Xavi. Now, Iniesta and Xavi became the players that we all know years after they had really come through the Barca academy. In fact, they didn't really break through till they were what, 25, 26. I think Xavi certainly had a loan spell. Iniesta was often not fancied by many coaches, but eventually they evolved and became, well, the rest is history.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I kind of look at Billy Gilmore like that. I think he's had his time with the Chelsea squad. He's going out now to sort of harden up and get a little bit wise. And when he comes back, I hope, and the club hopes, we're going to start to really see a player. Somebody that's he's never going to be the physical linchpin in the midfield,
No,
but he's going to be a ball player. He's going to be a playmaker sort of thing.
The fact of him going out on loan is for one thing, and it's just experience. He was at Chelsea and he wasn't getting the game time.
No,
I do think if he was still at Chelsea,
listen.
he would have been given. I
No,
think he would have been given the game time if he was.
Hello.
But, yes, Prince. Go on, mate.
My suggestion was do not sell Bellingham to loan. Just keep the guy, because City right now they are buying a lot. City right now they are buying. So I was just asking, why are you selling Bellingham?
We ain't sold him. We've loaned him. He's coming back.
No, fine. We have loaned him. Fine. Right now we are going to buy a small boy from another team, because just keep Bellingham for the next future.
It's not certain about Camavinga. It's not certain at all.
It's not
It's a
certain. We
bit
haven't
of a
bought
rumor.
anyone. We might not. Prince, we might not even listen. We might not even buy a midfielder. We might just buy a Haaland and not buy anyone else. That is.
I know. I know. Right now, I'm worried about Haaland. I want the latest news, because right now my heart is beating. When I was in, yeah,
You and
seriously.
about
Why is it
20 million
beating? What are you
Chelsea
scared
fans
about?
all over the world.
Because Charlie, every day they have Haaland, but that is not improving. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, look, listen. Don't panic. That's what I'm going to say to you. Just wait.
I'm
Chelsea are
panic
doing
right
whatever
now
they're doing.
because
Yeah.
no, Marina. I don't know what's wrong with Marina, because City right now, City is buying, Liverpool is buying, Crystal Palace is buying, Chelsea zero. We don't know what's going on.
But it's still early. It's still early, Prince. We've not listened. Chelsea.
Oh, I know this.
Chelsea, as a rule, do not. You don't know they're doing business until they want you to know. Chelsea being quiet is not a bad thing. Chelsea being quiet is not a bad thing. We've done the same. Remember Kai Havertz last year? Yeah, there was always talk about
I know.
getting Kai Havertz, and it was all talk like it is now of Haaland. Talk, and then bang. Chelsea. It was official. Chelsea had, put an offer in, and look how quick we turn it around. It was only when Chelsea allowed us to know that we was doing that it happened. And this is what I'm saying. A big deal like Haaland doesn't happen overnight. It needs time. It's a big structural deal. You don't just get these things done straight away. Chelsea might have to sell players to get the money to be able to raise for Haaland.
So, who's the next player Chelsea want to buy right now? I just want to ask you.
Sorry?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, say it again.
Hello?
I think he said who's the next player Chelsea want to buy. And I guess the answer to that is Haaland, and Haaland.
Hello?
I don't really see us looking at anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. And on that note, I think we will finish it off there. But yeah, it makes it 100%. Look, people, I still feel like fans are panicking, like Prince, panicking already. Like, oh, they're buying this one. He's doing that one. We ain't done anything. People forget we bought 7 or 6 players last season. Spent 200 mil like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just relax. We like spoiled Roman babies. That's what I call us. Like Roman's babies. Like, Daddy, buy me this, buy me that. I want it now. That's just relax, man. Just chill, people. People, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. Help the channel get to 50 likes. Help us get to 1.5k as well. We're nearly on our way there. We're at 1.3 or something at the moment. So we're 200 odd way in terms of followers. We're going to continue bringing you Chelsea news. Hopefully in the next sort of upcoming week, we'll be able to give you more better news on the Haaland side of things and any other news that might come in. We have got a donation from 88th Bus Stop. Thank you, bro, for the donation. He says, good stream. Keep up the good work. Big up to you, 88th Bus Stop. Thank you massively for that. I want to thank Blue Ice. I want to thank Bobby as well for being with me through this stream as well. You guys take care.
Bless you guys. Thanks for
I'll ask you
having
a
me.
question quickly as well.
Bro.
Is it coming home?
It could be going Rome. We don't know.
Is it coming home or are we going home? What
Hey man, it's like, you know what?
Positivity.
It's like I have two horses in the race, Mason Mount and Jorginho, so it's hard. I'm just going to enjoy myself and watch a good game. I think it's going to be a fantastic final.
Don't get us nervous, Jem.
Listen, wherever you guys are watching it, make sure you enjoy it. Hopefully, we can celebrate the first trophy in a very long time, especially for us. And I will be back with you guys very, very soon. The next stream we'll be doing will be a Chelsea journalist coming on to give us some updates on some of the Chelsea news. I'm just talking to him in the wings at the moment to bring him in. So let's see what happens from that. But thank you for coming on, guys. Take care of yourself. Smash the like button, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Peace.
Thanks.
VIP, still key, like Bando, bitch, oh please, yeah.